Doug took his cell phone out of the Prius's center console and made sure it was on. Being a good Samaritan was one thing. Approaching a plateless dog of a car without caution was just plain stupid. He walked towards the station wagon with the phone clasped loosely in his left hand. Nope. No plate. He was right about that. He tried to peer through the back window and could see nothing. Too much mud. He walked toward the driver's side door, and then paused, looking at the car as a whole, frowning. Was it a Ford or a Chevy? Darned if he could tell, and that was strange because he had to have insured thousands of station wagons in his career. Customized? He asked himself. Well, maybe, but who would bother to customize a station wagon into something so anonymous? Hi, hello? Everything okay? He walked toward the door, squeezing the phone a little tighter without being aware of it. That's stupid. If there's someone in that car, he could be hurt. Of course, the guy might have gone up to the restaurant, might be looking for a payphone, but if he was really hurt... Hello? Doug reached for the door handle, then thought better of it and stooped to peer through the opening. What he saw was dismaying. The bench seat was covered with mud. So were the dashboard and steering wheel. Dark goo dripped from the old-fashioned knobs of the radio, and on the wheel were prints that didn't look exactly as if hands had made them. The palm prints were awfully big, for one thing, but the finger marks were as narrow as pencils. Is someone in there? He shifted his cell phone to his right hand and took hold of the driver's door with his left, meaning to swing it wide so he could look into the back seat. Is someone hurt? There was a moment to register an ungodly stink, and then his left hand exploded into pain so great it seemed to leap through his entire body, trailing fire and filling all his hollow spaces with agony. Doug couldn't scream. His throat locked shut with the sudden shock of it. He looked down and saw that the door handle appeared to have impaled the pad of his palm. His fingers were barely there. He could see only the stubs of them just below the last knuckles where the back of his hand started. The rest had somehow been swallowed by the door. As Doug watched, the third finger broke. His wedding ring fell off and clinked to the pavement. He could feel something. Oh, dear God and dear Jesus. Something like teeth. They were chewing. The car was eating his hand. Doug tried to pull back. Blood flew, some against the muddy door, some splattering his slacks. The drops that hit the door disappeared immediately, with a faint, sucking sound. Slurp. For a moment, he almost got away. He could see glistening finger bones from which the flesh had been sucked, and he had a brief, nightmarish image of chewing on one of the Colonel's chicken wings. Then he was yanked forward again. The driver's door opened to welcome him. His head connected with the top of the door, and he felt a line of coldness across his brow that turned hot as the station wagon's roofline sliced through his skin. He made one more effort to get away, dropping his cell phone and pushing at the rear window. The window yielded instead of supporting, then enveloped his hand. He rolled his eyes and saw what had looked like glass now rippling like a pond in a breeze. And why was it rippling? Because it was chewing. Because it was chowing down. This is what I get for being a good Then the top of the driver's door sawed through his skull and slipped smoothly into the brain behind it. Doug Clayton heard a large, bright snap like a pine knot exploding in a hot fire. Then darkness descended.